Yes, indeed. The Labour Party are down one, David. That means they've only got about, what, 12 or 13 of them left in the cabinet alone. But David Cunliffe has announced his retirement. He's going to go off and work for a big flash company and earn squillions of dollars. So he's out of there, and he's going to be out of there, I think, within 6 months of the next election, so it doesn't force a by-election. Upon his decision to leave, we hear this from Andrew Little. He has made a strong contribution to the party as the MP for New Lynn since 1999 and as the former leader and finance spokesperson. He was a cabinet minister in the 5th Labour government, where he held the portfolios of health and information and communications, technology and immigration. So that's Andrew Little, obviously Labour leader. So David Cunliffe is out of there. And I wonder if anything's got to do. He's got a really odd constituency in New Lynn, Dom, because he always wins the vote, he has since '99, but National always wins the party vote. I mean, I don't say that's the reason he's going, but it's a strange community in there, because you wonder if there's so many more people who support National, how is he still there, and vice versa.
Yeah, that may all well be true, but at the end of the day, I think David Cunliffe has just gone, look, well, there's nowhere really to go for me here. That's pretty much my political career. I've given it a go. The general election as leader in 2014, which was a fair income shambles. What did he get? What Labour poll, about 25% or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Appalling like that. And look, he's actually... The problem is, and the man comment, I apologise for being a man, that just went down just abysmally for him. Like, they read that one all wrong. He didn't have likability as a front person. I think he was a really competent minister by all accounts. He was really good at what he did. I mean, you look at the whole telecom thing as well. We have effectively cheaper phones, rentals, etc. Because of what he did there. He's done a lot of good things, but it was that leadership which he really did covet, didn't he? He coveted that leadership. He got it and pretty much made a bit of a hash of it. So I think he's gone. That's it.
The thing that drives me crazy about politics, and maybe I have this this utopian idea of it, that I don't care who the leader is. I don't care. I care about the policies. I was happy that he apologised for being a man. He was at a women's refuge where these women have been beaten and brutalised by men, and he was apologising to them for what had happened to them. Yes, he used some words that people got upset about, but the absolute out of proportion reaction to him saying that just incensed me, because these women are vulnerable anyway.
You're one of the few that actually think about policy when you're casting.
Yes,
that's amazing.
I do. And
there's not that many people like you out there, because it does come down to personality politics.
I know, but that drives me crazy, and that's why I think it's sad that this, as you say, he was a competent minister.
He was.
That is all that should matter. But everybody was like, oh, he hasn't got a chin. Who gives a, it just drives me crazy. And particularly for that thing, he was apologising for women being brutalised by their partners, and that should not have brought him to
do you know, I sort of agree with you.
Yeah.
Because I think what was behind his apology was exactly what you're saying.
Yes.
I think he delivered it appallingly.
Or maybe it was edited appallingly.
Well, I think that what happened is people were more abusing him and teasing him and mocking him for his delivery as opposed to his message.
Yes, but that should be, it's ridiculous. Women have all their money cut from women's refuges, it is by this government, and all this sort of stuff, and he was trying to make amends for that, trying to make these women feel better, and they said they applauded him afterwards, hugged him.
Yeah, but do you think the context that you're talking about, the background there, is widely known? I reckon if you asked 100 random people where he was when he was saying that and who he was speaking to...
And that is the fault of the media, not him. What's he supposed to do?
Well, they probably said he was speaking at a women's refuge, but the point being that it's the fact that was the quote in isolation, and that's the part that people take out because that's the headline, and maybe it's the media.
But that's the headline that the media does.
Yeah, I'm always reluctant to blame the media.
Because you're in the media.
Well, yeah, but I think the media's too often a whipping boy and a scapegoat, and I think at the end of that, look, he said it, okay, and then it gets thrown out there, which they know it will.
He said it to empathise with brutalised women.
Yes, but he said it, and then the perception of the people that heard him or read the fact that he said that is what it is.
Yeah, and what it is completely skewed. And you can say what you want, but the media takes the soundbite that they want and they promote that as much as they want.
Absolutely.
And it feels like so cynical that he is supposed to, every time he opens his mouth, even in a place with vulnerable women like that he has to be thinking about the spin. And I know he does, and that's how it works, but it infuriates me that people did not push that.
I think it's fair that it infuriates you. I think that's the nature of the beast.
Yes.
That the beast does something and people react to the beast. We see it in media all over the way,
yes.
Especially if it disagrees, and I'm not saying this is what you're saying, but it disagrees with one's ideology. That's infuriating to them.
Of course.
But it also is reality in this day and age. I agree with what you're saying about the heart behind what he was saying,
yes.
what he was actually communicating, but within the realm he's living, he also needs to be cognizant
Yes.
of how he's saying it and how it's going
And
to
his
get
people
delivered.
should have been more
Now that
savvy.
doesn't take away from what you're saying. I agree with you. I just think that he missed an opportunity to make it more effective.
Yes.
Because if he had done it better, if he had said those
The
words
message
better,
would have been the one that got out there.
exactly right.
Yes.
So that's exactly right.
Still, he's a good man.
Yeah, he's not a bad man. But look, going back to your point about voting for policy,
Yep.
I kind of agree with Dom. That's not how New Zealanders vote. New Zealanders, whether they agree it or not, they vote for the Prime Minister.
Which is
course
the
they
same
do.
in America. I mean, it's becoming an
Yeah,
American style
yeah,
situation.
But what I was going to ask you, to follow up what you said, is have you switched your vote a lot between the political spectrum, let's
No.
say in the last 4 elections?
No, I
Because
haven't.
that would imply that you have looked at all the policies, or are you
I know,
typically in one area?
I'm so left wing, it's not funny.
Right,
No,
so-
I'm like, yeah, there's nothing that, hardly anything National has done has appealed to
So
me.
if National brought something out, let's say, that really did appeal to you,
Yep.
So
Is
they
there- is
boosted
there a chance-
arts funding
Yeah.
by 3 billion.
Could you vote for them?
Would you vote for them then?
It all depends what it is.
so you could. You're saying there's
Yeah,
possibility.
yeah.
Okay, well,
I'm not
that's
like,
fair.
you know, I am incredibly left, but I'm not like, you know, head in the sand. I'm not a Trump voter. You know, like for me, you know, they have done some good things. They definitely have.
Right.
You know, gay marriage was under, even though it was a Labour thing, it was under a national government. I'm a marriage celebrant. I married the gays, so I'm very happy with that situation.